Music is created by humans for humans. We are wired to listen to music and enjoy it and to play music for the simple reason that we invented it. Yet, it can be very difficult to learn certain things in music when you're trying to learn to play music. Maybe it's the tone or the pitch or finger technique. It might be a person struggling with playing both classical and jazz music. Often, a person that interprets music, playing from a written page, has a lot of difficulty learning how to improvise music. But as humans, we engage in improvisation every day when we hold a conversation with another person. I'm Steve Duke, and I've been writing a blog called the Sax Coach for the past several years. And I wanted to make some videos on how I approach learning music and how I teach music that taps into our innate ability to learn. The videos I've made focus on saxophone and jazz improvisation. We are learning critters. We learn how to walk, how to talk. We learn through our entire lives. And yet we are also creatures of habit. So we develop habits sometimes so dominant, so strong, that we use them when they're not effective, and they can interfere with what we want to do. They can interfere with learning. These dominant habits affect not only our physical way of playing, but they affect how we think about music and how we feel about music, how we perceive music. And so I focus these videos on two basic ideas. One is how to go beyond your dominant habits in order to learn easier. And two, everything in music is related. So, for example, a person can come to me and say, I'm not happy with my tone, and we work on their tone, but then we discover that his mouthpiece is pulled out farther than usual and that he's having to push the pitch up to play in tune. This, in turn, restricts the tone, and so he's not getting the tone he wants, thinking it's a tone issue. But it's really a pitch issue because his pitch is too sharp and he's pushing the pitch up and restricting the reed. Another example is how closely related rhythm and form in jazz is. I draw from my experience as a musician from playing jazz and computer music and classical music, as well as acoustic new music. I've taught for 40 years, 30 plus years over at Northern Illinois University, where I was a saxophone professor there, and 10 plus years of teaching outside the institution, which is a very different way to teach. In addition to my experience in music, I've also taught the Feldenkrais Method, which is a way to learn how to use yourself and become aware of yourself so that it is easier, so that you use yourself more efficiently. These videos are not targeted toward a specific age or a specific audience. People from all levels will find these useful, whether it's a young student or a teacher looking for new material, or a professional musician looking for a perspective of something they're working on, or an adult learner that's coming back to music, that's concerned about how to play in a way that they're not going to fight that instrument so much. Now, these videos are not sponsored by a company or a corporation. I'm not pushing a product or a service. These videos are about you only. I've decided not to charge any money for these instructional videos for the reason that I don't think that music learning should be determined by a person's financial situation. So if you want to contribute, the best thing you can do is to share them with your friends. So where to begin? Where to start? I suggest starting from the most fundamental level of playing, the breath. It affects everything we do in our sound, in our expression, and how we play. I'm Steve Duke, and this is the Sax Coach.